Hi. I just wanted to say something real quick about opinions. One thing that I definitely learned as an adult that I didn't have the privilege of learning or knowing or finding out when I was a child was that everyone has an opinion and that opinions are okay. Like, everyone has a right to their opinion. And as a child you just simply well, growing up in the generation that I grew up in, um, you kids don't have an opinion. This is what happens. If this is what you eat, if you don't want to eat this, then you are going to be hungry. This is what time you go to sleep, and if you don't, then there are repercussions. um, and I know, like, as an adult, it's as a parent, new parent. I've only been a parent for 5 years, still very new. It's very easy to say, well, you know what, I didn't have an opinion as a child. I want my child to have an opinion. But it's also very easy to find out that once you start giving your child an opinion, there you have to put a cap on that. Like, I see a lot on Instagram about people saying that you have to give your child, like, power. Like, they have to have a sense of power. Not my kids. Like, I tried that and I was like, oh no. It's like it was so easy to get them to a point where they believe that they have some control over things, but it's not easy breaking that and telling them, like, oh, like, that's not, it don't matter. Like, I say to my son, it probably at least 5 times a day, I didn't ask you what you want. I'm telling you what you're gonna do. I'm not asking you what you want to do. And so then you kind of feel like the mean parent. But I just want to say, just not everything that you see on Instagram about parenting is solid fact. You know, kids from different cultures and different races and ethnicities and backgrounds, they're different. Like, every child is different, yes, but there's something about, like, culture. We have different bloodlines. We have different, um, like, DNA, different, just a whole different makeup of who we are. And you can't be giving a whole bunch of power to little black kids. You really can't give them, like, more than a little bit, because I can only speak for my children, because the minute, like, my kids are very smart, and if they can play you, my kids will play you. And because I know, because they be trying to play me all the time. But it's like you can give them a little bit here and there, but you gotta really, like monitor that, because you can't just be like, oh, their mental health. Like, I'm very serious about my children's mental health. I'm very serious about breaking things down to them and explaining things in a way that they'll understand, because I don't want them to be like a lot of adults that I know who understood absolutely nothing that was going on in their household as a child, and still to this day cannot, like, grasp the minimum of what was going on in their childhood. And I think that that's sad. I think that's very sad. However, your kid doesn't need to know everything. There's a balance. And I learned that there are times where, like today, I went to the store. I love taking my kids to the store with me. But today I had to go alone, just to prove a point that I don't have to take them everywhere I go. That's something I know, but like I said, I love taking them out with me. Um, it's just something about, I don't know, having your kid with you. It's like you have this, like, you have a mom swag, a parent swag, no matter what, because your kids are always on your brain. However, it's something about them being with you, and you knowing that they feel protected around you no matter where you are. And it's a whole lot. But what I'm trying to say is, it's okay for your children to have an opinion when it's appropriate. You can't just get all, happy go lucky with the throwing around power, because of course, they've never been to like a real school. They never had a job. They've never paid any bills. Um, they've never taught anything. They've never had to teach anybody how to walk and talk and use the bathroom. So it's like, you off top, you know more than them, and you know that, but they don't know that. Like, they know that you are the adult, but it's very hard for children, as long as they're children, until they get into a point in their life where they pay bills. They can't, it's something in their head. Like, I mean, obviously I wasn't it I've only been an adult for, I'm 32 going on 33. So let's just say I became an adult at 23. I've been out on my own way before that, but let's just say I became an adult at 23. From the age of talking until 23 years old, a majority, like, I think a majority of children, they they think they know everything, and it's your job as a parent to just, you know, in the best way that you can, let them know that they don't know everything. Like, they don't have to be there all the time. They don't have to know what's in that box. They don't need to know, what are you cooking. They don't. It's like that, but also at the same time, you can't make them feel bad, and that's where I'm getting to. You can't make your kids feel bad for wanting, or for doing things that humans do naturally. You feel me? Like, um, I cannot be mad at my kid for having an opinion about something that I'm doing. He needs to know, yes, that his opinion really doesn't matter, but he also needs to know, okay, I understand, I hear you. And that's my point. My point is that, although I know, in the old school, it's like, kids just, this is the way it is, and that's that. But I'm raising a different kind of child. I'm raising a totally different kind of child. A child who can look and see that somebody is wrong, clearly wrong, but at the same time be able to gauge the whole, like, aspect, and know, like, I know that they're doing wrong, but they are not going to accept what I have to say. They're not going to appreciate my opinion, so I'm going to be quiet. And that's definitely something that you learn more as an adult, because kids, they just kind of, but that's my thing. I'm just saying, don't, just be careful to not, and it's because this is something that I have been learning. Be careful to not damage your children, because I just know a whole lot of adults who, they're so angry. You know what I mean? Because they don't understand. They still don't understand why their parents are divorced, and their parents been divorced for 40 years. You know what I mean? Like, they still don't understand. Like, they're still struggling with it. And I know adults who were molested, and they still can't wrap their head around, why would someone do that to me? And they're adults. And yes, as an adult, you have to take that responsibility of your own self, and seek therapy and everything that you need to do. But it's our job as the adults in their lives to be responsible for that. Like, to be responsible for what comes out of your mouth. And like I said, that's something that I'm learning because I let it slip that I was going out today. I don't know how. I just get so excited. I'm like, hey, we're going to go to the store. We're going to go to the Dollar Tree. And then, like, out of nowhere, my son will be like, I'm ready to go to the Dollar Tree now. And kid you not, unless I stop him for the next hour, it's Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree. Every time I see him, like, after he says it one time, every time I see him, I have to say, please do not say anything about the Dollar Tree. Don't say anything about the Dollar Tree. And what I did today, because like I said, if kids know that they can play you, they will play you. So I had to play the nap game. I had to play the if you don't take a nap, I'm leaving you. I'll wait. If you take a nap, I will wait for you to wake up and we can go to the store. But I set a time in my mind. They're too young to be like, go to sleep by 1 o'clock. My son can see the one, but if his eyes are open looking at the clock, he ain't sleep. So he's not gonna understand like 7 minutes. I do it sometimes. I'll be like, in 7 minutes, in 15 minutes, in 10 minutes, but they're like, whatever, you know. So the the whole thing now is that I went by myself because I looked up. It was after 1 o'clock. In my brain, I said, I'm leaving at 1 o'clock. I got myself a little snack, and I got what I needed to get, and I bounced. And my son was awake. He laid down and acted like he was asleep for a good 15 minutes, and then got up and said, like he does all the time. And he got up and said, I'm done taking my nap. Okay, well, you're gonna have to lay there. And he sees me getting ready to go. He's like, I just can't go to sleep. My brain is just going. I said, your brain can go as much as it wants to go. Just let it go in that bed. So I don't know what the situation is in the house right now. I'm going to go in and see what's going on. They're probably both awake. I'm probably very mad at me, but I had to stick to my guns. I have to be consistent with them. It has nothing to do with any grandparents. It has nothing to do with anybody on Instagram that has something to say about parenting. It simply just has to do with me and my children. My children need to know that they cannot play me. However, my children need to know I did go to the store like this. I only went to the Dollar Tree and went to pick up some medicine from Walmart. But look, whatever, I don't care. I don't care. If you know me, you know I don't care. So, but they need to know that they're not gonna play me. But they also need to know that I'm safe. That I'm the safe place. And that is so important. It's so important that your kids understand that they are safe with you, that they can say whatever they feel, and they're not going to be punished for having an opinion or speaking a thought or having an emotion. And the emotion thing is, my kids are still at a point where you can't really like trust their emotions all the time, but like I have said before, I feel like my kids are very like emotionally mature to where they can sense how I feel, and they know we not messing with mom right now. They know. And yeah, so I just wanted to say, be careful. Let your kids know that they're safe around you, but at the same time, you do have to be stern, and you do have to let them know, like, this is what's going to happen, or this. And if they don't follow through, you still have to follow through. So I know I was all over the place, but I was like, you know what? I got to talk. I got to say something. So I said it, and I hope you understood where I was coming from. If you didn't, let me know, because I can talk a lot. I just don't always want to sit and look at myself in the selfie cam. Yeah. So have a blessed and glorious day, and I hope that you learned something or you felt something from this video. And if you did, like it, share it, comment, tell me what you think. Tell me how you perceive the new age mental health uh, um, world, because when I was younger, when I was growing up, mental health was not, it just wasn't a thing. I always thought that, sorry, I always thought that if you were going to therapy, then something was really wrong with you. And there are adults, especially black adults, who still feel that way. Thank God I don't. Thank God I was delivered from that fear of feeling vulnerable in front of a stranger. Um, but you have, I mean, mental health is very important, and I believe that it starts as a child. It starts as a child because, like I said, there's so many people who are still, they're not dealing with the things that they went through as a child. They're not dealing with that stuff. They don't know how. They don't know the first step. They don't. So I know, hopefully we all got insurance and we all got doctors, and by now we've seen our primary care physician if we had to. Starting in January, get to know our people and everything. Um, but if you haven't, or if you can contact your doctor, talk to them. Tell them I get mad, man. I be getting mad, and I don't know why I get so mad. I don't know why everything triggers me like this. Like, you have to talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. And don't just put it off on your family, because they have problems too. They need to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? So I just, you know, make sure that your kids and the children in your life feel safe and comfortable around you, that they can trust you, and that they can tell you um, how they feel. Even if it sounds crazy. Oh my gosh, my kids say the craziest things. I feel like sometimes my daughter's speaking in French or like Chinese, but when she does speak English, she says some stuff like, and I'm happy to be in their life. I'm happy to be that person in their life that they can come to, and they can, and they can confide in. They don't really have a choice. Like, they're with me all day, but um I don't know. It's just a wonderful thing to have children in your life. And I hope that when the children in your life grow older, they don't resent you. And I hope that they can still trust you as adults, because you laid down that foundation that they're safe. And that's really all that mental health really is feeling safe. And if you don't feel safe, then you need to talk to somebody. And if you can't help but to be a toxic um, blob of energy around the children in your life, then you need to get help, or they're gonna need help. So I know I'm a long-winded preacher. Anyways, so yeah, like it, share it, comment, um, whatever you need to do, and I probably start to talk to the camera like once a year, and then I'm like not doing that anymore. But um, I'm a I want to see something, so I'm stepping out with in courage and curiosity, and see if what I want to see is something I'm gonna see. All right. Jesus loves you.